Time Warner Cable presents High School Football 1997. Tonight from Minersville, the Pine Grove Cardinals in town looking for their first win of the season, bringing an 0-8 mark into the game, taking on the battling Miners of Minersville. A two-game losing streak has the Miners at 6-2 on the season. We'll come back with tonight's pregame show right after this.
This is today's country music.
So much for
And the best way to listen to country music today is to turn on to CMT, Country Music Television. Turn on to cable's hottest videos. Turn on to genuine CMT.
There are miles of railroad track throughout the area in which you live. Across the United States in 1995, there were 4,500 accidents at railroad crossings, which resulted in 559 deaths. Do not race a train to a crossing. The average train can take almost 1 mile to come to a complete stop. You may be lucky and win the race, but if you tie, you lose. Remember, would you rather stop for those red lights or these?
Take a look at what's happened to the working people in this country. You ought to be standing up for taxpayers.
For 13 years, it sparked controversy.
This flag has been abused.
I want to tell you something. Maybe you don't have any friends waiting for
And ignited debate.
You lost, we won. Thank
Would
you,
you
John.
Now get ready for some real fireworks. Crossfire celebrating its 15th anniversary. Weeknights on CNN.
Come on, team, let's look alive out there. Go for the button from left. That's right, guys, shake it off, shake it off. Come on, lift the QB, lift the QB. Go for the two-point conversion. Hey, mister, give us a break. Go ahead, pick up, Gabe. Oh, I just wanted to watch football.
Welcome back to Veterans Memorial Stadium. I'm Steve Degler, joined tonight by Randy Stevens. Pine Grove and Minersville meeting tonight. And Randy, Bill Maceros in his first year coaching the Cardinals. They are 0-8 in the season, but he's been pretty pleased with their performance thus far.
Well, it's pretty hard to look for bright spots when you're 0-8 during a season, but he has a very young, inexperienced club. It's a club, though, that he feels has made enormous progress as the year goes by. Don't count them out just because they're 0-8. They almost always give Minersville a tough go.
And one thing we noticed during their pregame warm-up, he has total control of this program.
He does. He is a real authoritative guy, and he has his kids almost a little bit in fear of him, but that's a good thing for a football program. These kids, it's tough when you're 0-8. I mean, psychologically, you've got to get up and play a game like this tonight. They'll be a tough team, though, out on that field.
Minersville began the season 6-0. The battling Miners losing the last 2 weeks to two very fine football clubs, Shenandoah Valley and Southern Columbia, giving up 86 points in the process. And it's kind of disappointing after starting 6-0 to have a two-game losing streak in the middle of the season.
Well, it is, but of course, we were joking about this before with the coaching staff. When you have to play Dallas and Green Bay back-to-back, you figure you're going to get a couple of losses. This is a very good football team. They still have a shot at the playoffs. They're a little banged up, though.
And that was one thing I was going to mention. They have some fine players on this football team, but injuries could be a problem, especially with Jordan Marshall in the backfield. Not sure if he's going to start tonight.
Well, he's been outstanding all year long. An excellent running back. He has an Achilles problem. He also has a thigh problem. We'll see if he gets the starting call tonight for the battling Miners.
Pine Grove trying to get on the winning track for the first time this season. Minersville trying to break a two-game losing streak. We'll have the kickoff for you right after this.
Here come the Rugrats. Tommy, Chucky, the twins, Angelica.
And Cynthia the doll.
Tune in for all new episodes of The Rugrats. More of what you want when you want it. You can't rock-a-bye these babies. Watch them every Saturday night at 8, 7 Central. Only on Nickelodeon.
This October. Encore will be seen. In your nightmare. A prime time, uncut, commercial-free. Encore in October.
When you've got showtime, call right now and you'll feel like your best friend just brought over the world's best movie. Like your favorite uncle just gave you 2 seats at ringside. Like your favorite director made movies with stars you want to see. And family specials to watch with your kids. You can have it all if you call. So call and get connected to Showtime now.
Steve Degler and Randy Stevens back at Veterans Memorial Stadium in Minersville, getting ready for the first play from scrimmage. The Miners in their home blue uniforms moving from right to left, returning the opening kickoff to the 38-yard line. So they'll start there 1st and 10. Come right out in the shotgun for quarterback Ed Moran, number 13, under heavy pressure, and he's intercepted on the first play from scrimmage, picked off by Aaron Spell, and the winless Cardinals with a big play early on.
And what an interesting call to start the game, kind of a little bit of a screen pass as they let the Pine Grove defenders come in untouched. 5 of them were after the quarterback, and a very bad throw to start the ball game, and right away Pine Grove with the ball. Watch how well this play sets up. It's just not executed well. And watch all the white shirts charging in, and the ball just thrown a little bit high and picked off.
3rd interception thrown by Moran this season. So Pine Grove 0-8 in the year. At the Minersville 41, Chad Spittle, the quarterback, number 2, a 6'4", 185-pound junior. And the Cardinals will keep it on the ground on the first carry and get absolutely nothing as Carl Bohr, the sophomore, stopped for no gain at 2nd and 10.
We talked a little bit about how inexperienced Pine Grove is. They come in with a record of 0-8. And really, at this time of the season, you obviously would like to salvage your season with a win over a big rival. But they're just trying to play it series by series and get a little bit better every game.
Just underway in Minersville, playing in a light rain. Bohr again on the sweep right. Will get inside the 40, tackled by Chris Paul after a gain of maybe 2 on the play. It's 3rd down and a long 8.
That's awfully tough to make a living running wide here against this Minersville team. Good pursuit that time to the ball. And they strung the play out and not much of a gain.
Really a gain of a yard, so it's 3rd and 9. Minersville 6-2 on the season after a 6-0 start, giving up 86 points the last 2 weeks, losing to Southern Columbia and Shenandoah Valley. Rick Jones, the coach of the Batlin Miners in his 7th season here. Bill Maceros, his 1st year as the head coach at Pine Grove. And here on a 3rd down and 9, the Cardinals keep it on the ground, and William Boyd, senior halfback, will be just a little bit shy of the 1st down. He needed 9, he got 8. It's 4th down and 1, and when you're 0-8, you got to go for it here.
Absolutely. We'll take another look. The thing that makes this play is they get the ball to the back quickly. He has time to read the hole that time, and it opened up, and good second effort here as well. This will be interesting. 4th and a little more than a yard, and you're right, Steve. 0-8, you go for it.
4th and a long yard. They've got to get just shy of the 30 to pick it up. Keep it on the ground. Second effort may have paid off for Boyd as he lunges for the yard line. Referee tonight is Jim Toomey, boys basketball coach at Schuylkill Haven during the winter season. And it looks like he's going to call timeout for a measurement here with 9:56 to play in a scoreless first quarter. Pine Grove close to the 1st down here. Last season, Minersville beating the Cardinals 34-12. And they hold them just shy of the 1st down. So the Cardinals will turn it over on downs.
And I'll tell you what, all of a sudden summer, Steve, has disappeared, and it feels like football weather up here tonight with the cold and a little bit of wind as well and the light rain.
It's a very raw evening. Ed Moran throwing the interception is 55 for 96 on the season, 8 touchdowns, now 3 picks, thrown for 757 yards. Moran, a 5'10", 172-pound junior. They'll stay on the ground this time. Bob Workman will get the carry across the 35, out to the 37. He will pick up 6 at 2nd down and 4.
Very tough to play against Minersville defensively, and the reason they give you a lot of different looks. It's almost like a baseball pitcher with 5 different pitches. Sometimes you'll see the shotgun, as you saw on the first play from scrimmage. Sometimes they'll line up in the power eye. You never know what you're going to get offensively from Minersville.
Jordan Marshall is not in the starting lineup, bothered by that Achilles tendon problem and the thigh injury. Bill Laudeman is the tailback. This is his first carry, and he is stood up immediately. Richard Russell, number 67, the sophomore, makes the tackle. Gain of a yard on the play to the 38. It's 3rd down and 3.
And one of the big holes that Pine Grove had to fill this year was defensively. They had a 2-9 season last year. It's been very difficult sledding for them. And one thing they'll try to do here, they had the early interception and a good stop there. If they can stop them here on 3rd down, force them to punt, that'll be a real shot in the arm here defensively for Pine Grove.
Slot left this time for the Miners on a 3rd down and 3. They'll run the option. Moran with a nice move has the 1st down and more. Across the 45 to the 48, he picks up 10 yards and a 1st down on the option.
And I'll tell you what, William Boyd may have saved a touchdown with a shoestring tackle. Had he avoided Boyd's tackle, diving stop, he might have gone the distance because he had one man to beat.
We'll look for a lot of variety offensively from the Miners. We've seen shotgun, we've seen the option. We will probably see some no huddle somewhere along the line.
That's one.
Play action this time, and Moran, nowhere to go, is sacked a yard behind the line of scrimmage. It'll be 2nd down and 11 as Mitch Lengel, number 74, makes the hit.
That was one of the tamer formations they've used out of the power eye with receivers split left and right. But you're right, they do a lot of different things. And of course, this is another wrinkle right here, the no huddle.
2nd down and 11, no score, 4 minutes in, 1st quarter at Veterans Memorial Stadium in Minersville. Moran gives to Workman, the fullback, and he crashes to midfield. Tackle made by Jeremy Herring, a gain of 3 on the play. It's 3rd down and 8.
They really have to be aware with this no huddle offense. It isn't like the pros where you've got to get in situational players. Most of these kids are playing both ways anyway, but you've got to be alert.
Out of the no huddle again. Moran sprint out left. Good protection, throwing deep downfield for Paul, and nearly caught by Paul on the deflection. It was Spell who had the interception on the first play of the game and coverage there, and it's 4th down and 8.
Good coverage that time, and awfully difficult for Moran as he rolls left to throw the ball deep down the field. Let's take another look. This is a hard throw. You've got to completely square your shoulders, and he does have time. And firing long, but the play well covered. A couple of Cardinal defenders down there almost caught on the ricochet.
So 4th down and 8. Miners are going to go back into punt formation. Chris Paul, number 19, the 6'2 senior, back to punt. It'll be Boyd and Spell set to receive for Pine Grove inside their own 20. End over end kick. This will be Boyd from his own 18. Running laterally, and that usually is not a good thing. And Boyd will get something out of it, though, as he gets just across the 25 to the 26. 1st and 10 there for the Cardinals with 7:14 left in a scoreless 1st quarter.
As you analyze this football game tonight, normally you have a team 6-2 versus 0-8. It's a no-brainer. Then you have to think about Minersville, 2 emotionally tough defeats the last couple of weeks. They were 6-0. They lose 2 in a row. Now the kids are looking at a team 0-8, and you're also a little thin because of injuries. This might be a harder game than you think for the Battling Miners.
And Minersville trying to keep its District 11 Class A playoff hopes alive. And the defense has responded. No gain again on this carry. It'll be 2nd down and 10 for the Cardinals as Boyd picks up nothing. Back here again next week, Time Warner will bring you Blue Mountain at Schuylkill Haven, the final week of the regular season. Backyard rivalry between the Eagles and the Hurricanes.
When it's hard to believe the season has flown by from the last week in August. They started a little early in the heat of summer, and look what we have tonight.
2nd down and 10 for the Cardinals. Again, they run the sweep with Boyd, and Boy, the pursuit is there immediately. Mike Pavelko, just a freshman, number 35, forced that play back inside, and that is a loss of 5 on the play. It's 3rd down and 15.
Well, you said it right. The pursuit is just unbelievable, and you think Coach Minersville at some point might try to run a counter just to get everybody going one way and maybe run back the other. For the most part, they have been able to just hem in that sweep all night long.
Look for a counter, a draw, or a screen, something to try and catch the Miners a little bit. 3rd down and 15 here for the Cardinals. They will send Chad Lengel split out to the left. They'll run a little inside reverse here. Another option. Spell is tripped up as he flies to the 24-yard line. Tackled by Keith Witkowski. Pretty well defensed by the Miners. It'll be 4th down and 11.
Well, the play didn't pick up a lot. A great idea, though, by Coach Minersville, who obviously had seen that they weren't getting much on the quick tosses, and a little bit of a counter play that time going back the opposite direction. It just didn't pick up any yardage.
It will at least plant a seed in the Minersville defense. Lengel on his own 10-yard line, getting set to punt. Left footer with a line drive spiral, handled by Josh Wank at his own 42. Penalty flag on the play. Wank gets away from one tackler, crosses midfield, and Spell will tackle him at the 41-yard line. But there is a series of penalty flags on the field, 2 in the middle of the field and 1 on the far side of the field. So we'll see if it's separate calls or 3 officials caught the same infraction.
Almost invariably, this is never good news for the team returning a kick. Usually some kind of a push in the back or a clip, and there's the personal foul, and you see
19-25.
Jim Toomey with the clipping call, so it's 15 yards from the spot, which will move it all the way back from the Pine Grove 41, where the ball would have been, to the Minersville 31.
Boy,
that's the difference of 28 yards.
Strange to see Bill Toomey in that referee's get up after we followed some of the exploits of his outstanding basketball team at Schuylkill Haven a year ago. But the referee's picking up that infraction. So far, midway through the first period, Pine Grove, team that hasn't won a game, hanging around.
No score, 5:03 to play in the opening quarter. 1st and 10 for the Miners at their own 31. Split backfield this time. Moran throwing the slant incomplete for Paul. Paul was open, he was in front of Spell, but the pass out of his reach. Moran is opened up 0 for 3 with an interception. It's 2nd down and 10.
None of the throws he has had to make so far have been particularly easy throws, and here's that no-huddle offense again. Let's see if they give him just a little down and out or something, or he can get himself an easy completion.
I formation this time, Laudeman the tailback. It's the fullback Workman who gets the carry, pushing the pile out near the 35. He'll pick up 3 yards to the 34. It'll be 3rd down and 7 for the Miners.
The Miners right back at it with a no-huddle. This puts a lot of pressure on the defense. Doesn't give your linemen a chance really to catch a breath in between plays.
Also puts a lot of pressure on a junior quarterback. Moran will sprint out right this time. Nobody open, brings it back left side, and Spell gets to him first, tackles him at the 35 after a gain of a yard. It's 4th down and 6, and we were told before the game that no matter what Pine Grove's record is, the Cardinals will come in here and play the Miners tough, and that has certainly been the case through the first 8 minutes of the game.
Oh, they always do, and you have to credit the Pine Grove secondary so far. Some outstanding coverage down the field has made life difficult for the quarterback so far.
Chris Paul to punt again. Boyd and Spell back deep for the Cardinals. Good kick. Over both receivers' heads, bouncing inside the 20 down to the 16-yard line. 49-yard punt for Chris Paul, pinning the Cardinals deep in their own territory. Well, that'll help.
It sure will, and an excellent punt right there. As a secondary man or as a man receiving a punt back there, you never want that ball to get over your head. But that punt almost exploded off his foot and got by him, and of course now they're backed up are the Cardinals.
And with the wind, a 49-yard punt as the wind blowing from right to left here. 3:50 to play first quarter, 1st and 10 for the Cardinals at their own 16. They'll try that toss sweep right again with Boyd. And Boyd escapes one wave of tacklers and gets across the 20 out near the 23-yard line, tackled by Witkowski, and boy, you got to give Boyd a lot of credit there. That looked like no gain, and he ends up getting 7 yards on the play.
Well, he did it all on his own. It appeared as if he was going to be trapped behind the line of scrimmage. Watch this play. It looks like before he gets to the line, right there, they have him stopped for -2, but somehow he comes out of that, breaks 2 tackles, 3 tackles. They're hanging on for dear life, but an outstanding run.
Literally went under the defense there. 2nd down and 3, single setback this time, and it's Bohr who gets the carry. Brings it across the 25, near the first down marker at the 26. Workman at the bottom of that pile, but it looks like the Cardinals will have enough for a first down. First we'll measure is Jim Toomey. Nope, he'll call it a first down without the measurement.
Bill Maceras, the coach of this Pine Grove club, he's done a nice job despite the fact that they haven't won a game. He's a guy who's had coaching experience right here as an assistant at Minersville and at Manheim Township, and it's awfully tough to put in an offense when you have a group of inexperienced guys. Defense, sometimes you just give them a little bit of a plan and turn them loose, aggression takes over. Offensively, it's a lot harder.
Movement along both lines. Jumping first was Jeremy Leshko of Minersville, number 73. Well, you mentioned Bill Maceros in a tough spot. One, because this team was just 2-9 last year, as Jim Toomey gives us the encroachment call to be 1st and 5 at the 31.
First down.
And 2, because he was not hired for this job until June.
Now, the week after school ended, he was hired. That's just really not very much time to put in your plan. By the time kids come back from summer vacation, you get them, you only have a couple of weeks to work on things, and awfully difficult when that happens. But he's a guy who's been around. He's kind of a summer camp junkie. He's attended football summer camps at Millersville and Penn State, and he'll turn this program around. Give him a year or two, and all of a sudden you'll see Pine Grove 3-4 wins a year and maybe better in a couple of years.
His team playing very, very well in the first quarter, but not much success here as William Boyd tackled behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of about 2 on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 7.
Well, Bill Maceros, you talk about trying to instill attitude in a program that has not had a winning season in over a decade. Talk about establishing pride and just a belief that you can overcome adversity, and these kids haven't won a game this year, but they're still playing hard. That's usually a telltale sign.
In the last 2 minutes of the first half, Spittle back to throw for the first time. Nearly intercepted, nearly caught. Tip drill there. Spell was covered by Workman, but Boyd nearly caught the deflection. It is 3rd down and 7 for Pine Grove with 1:38 left in the first quarter. And you talk about losses for Bill Maceros. As you look in the Minersville huddle, number 52 there was a loss for Bill Maceros. That's Corey Renninger, a 6'2 senior who played at Pine Grove last year and transferred to Minersville.
And it's awfully tough. He certainly would have been a good component in that Pine Grove defensive outlook, but it's just a question of rebuilding, and it takes time no matter how good of a coach you have.
Just a light mist falling right now as Erdman on the inside handoff. Andrew Erdman thrown for another loss back near the original line of scrimmage at the 26. It'll be 4th down and 10.
Excellent read that time by the Minersville defense. Sometimes their tendency is to pursue and go the other way where you think the ball is going. That time the whole backside stayed at home, the defensive end, the linebacker, and they sniffed that play out and destroyed it.
So after a first down, Cardinals had a 1st and 5 after an offsides, but lose 5 yards. So Lengel to punt it away, had some trouble with the snap. This will be Wank who lets it drop and fields it at his own 40. Another penalty flag is thrown as Paul's going to be called for a clip, and a great open field tackle by Boyd at the 40. But another 15-yard penalty is going to send Minersville from good field position to so-so field position back at their own 25.
And how about the play that Boyd made? First of all, while you don't see the fact that he had trouble, the ball a little bit slick and he kind of bobbled it. You'll see the catch made on the bounce. I don't think you're going to be able to see where the penalty is
right
here.
There.
Or maybe there, yeah, right in front of you. And watch the end of this play. This is not a tackle as much as it is just kind of a grab and a throw down. Kind of grabbed him by the shoulder pads and with one hand just kind of rings him down.
That is a 10-yard penalty. It is not clipping. It is illegal use of the hands, but it still moves the ball back to the 30. That is the 3rd penalty against the Miners already for 30 yards. 51 seconds to play in a scoreless first quarter. Terry Davis, number 32, is now in that Minersville backfield, 5'11" junior. Laudeman gets the carry, crashes off the right side, spinning his way to the 34-yard line. Lengel with the tackle. Gain of 4 on the play. It's 2nd down and 6.
You can't say enough about the tradition of Minersville football. Here's a team that has made the playoffs 4 years in a row. A couple more wins, they'll be back again in the district playoffs. It's a school that doesn't have a whole lot of kids, a small school. Injuries play a part, certainly, in cutting down what you have, and yet year after year, they find a way to win.
Dennis Reichert is in there at left guard. There was some question as to how much action he would see tonight because of a knee injury, but he is playing. Laudeman again on the carry, gets across the 35, out to the 38-yard line, picks up 4. That is the end of the first quarter in Minersville. Pine Grove nothing, the Battling Miners nothing. Back with more in a moment.
Parents, remind your children about railroad safety. Do not play on the tracks, on the crossings, or use them as a shortcut to playground, school, or friend's house. Never try to hitch a ride on a moving train or place objects on the railroad track. When driving with your children, exercise caution when crossing tracks where no gate is installed. Always remember to stop for the flashing gate signal. Remember, would you rather stop for those red lights or these?
Imagine if you could solve any secret, what would it be? If you could relive a time, where would you go? These are the untold stories. Just imagine a quest in search of answers, in search of truth, in search of history. Weeknights on the History Channel, where the past comes alive.
Steve Egler and Randy Stevens back at Veterans Memorial Stadium in Minersville. The Miners a 3rd down and a long 2 as we start the second quarter. No score with Pine Grove. Laudeman gets the carry and has the 1st down across the 40, driving to the 43-yard line, a pickup of 5 on the play. And the Miners will move the chains as Boyd makes the tackle.
Well, neither team really able to do anything offensively in that first quarter. A couple of times Minersville hurt themselves on punt returns with some penalties that moved them back deeper into their own territory. Very quickly played first quarter. Steve, I think that Minersville would simply like to establish things on the ground, come right at them, and we'll see if they can do it.
We've talked about Dennis Reichert in there at left guard for the Miners. Mike Kramer, transfer from Pottsville, is in at right tackle. He did not start here tonight. 6'5", 281. Moran sprinting out, throwing complete. Witkowski making the catch right along the sideline. Witkowski with catch number 25 on the season into Pine Grove territory. And it looks like that's good enough for another 1st down.
And we talked about getting him a throw that he could make, that he could complete. Here he has time, he sprints out, and simply a comeback pattern, and the guy wide open right on the sidelines.
First completion for Moran in 4 attempts, a 10-yard pickup, and a 1st down at the Pine Grove 47.
We'll see if they go back to the run.
Split left. Long count for Moran. Tuck it in the belly of Laudeman, and Laudeman will be dropped for a loss. Lengel with another nice play, and Paul France, number 23, there as well. Loss of a yard at 2nd down and 11 as the rain picks up again.
Well, Paul France with a nice play, able to shuck his blocker and get over and make that play. And defensively, Pine Grove has hung in here. They certainly don't look like an 0-8 team to me defensively.
They sure don't. 10:35 to play first half, no score. Minersville in Pine Grove territory. The Miners threw an interception on the very first play from scrimmage, but then stopped Pine Grove on a 4th down attempt. They'll give it to the fullback Davis, his first carry. France again, the tackle at the 45-yard line. Gain of 3, it's 3rd down and 8.
Well, again, France has been all over the field in this game so far and has made both tackles on this drive. And here's another big episode defensively for Pine Grove with 3rd down and long 7. They can stop them here, get the ball back, you never know. And boy, Steve, you're right, the rain coming down is going to make for a slick ball.
Witkowski and Wank split out, bottom of your screen, Wank in the slot. Davis on a wing right. Good protection for Moran. He throws for Wank, and he makes a nice leaping catch at the 32. and gets down to the 31-yard line, tackled by Russell France. That's a gain of 14 yards and a first down.
Good recognition by Josh Wonk, who somehow got himself into his zone. He was wide open. The throw was not on the mark, it was high, and he had to go up, kind of deflect it to himself. Again, he has time to throw, but he overthrows him just a little bit. Watch this great catch, up in the air off the fingertips, and makes the catch.
They'll mark him back at the 32, so a gain of 13 on the play. First down for the Miners, and they'll give it to Workman, working as the tailback this time, and he drives inside the 25 to the 22, tackled by Boyd, but nearly enough for a first down, and we'll see about the spot. Jim Toomey will look it over as well. Close to a first down. Clock runs with 9:20 to play in the first half. No score here in Minersville. It looks like Jim Toomey is going to call the chains out for a measurement. Oh, look at this one again. Workman, the tailback in this formation.
And just good power running as he's able to get about an additional 5 yards on his own. And I think they'll be a little bit short here, but we'll see how short. Or maybe not.
He had it right the first time,
boy.
Just shy of a first down. So a gain of 9 yards on the play for Workman. He's carried 4 times for 21 yards. He's averaging 9 yards a carry.
This is interesting right here, second down and a couple of inches. Oftentimes he might fake the run, a little play action, and go deep. Take a shot.
See what Rick Jones comes up with here. He will give it to Workman, and Workman's second effort will get to the 20. So he picks up 2 yards and the first down, although he was hit initially in the backfield.
A good run by Workman. Slicing linebackers cut through. If they had been able to wrap him up, they would have had him for a loss. Instead, it's a first down, and Minersville with the first serious drive of this football game.
8:50 to play in a scoreless first half. Miners without their leading rusher, Jordan Marshall, 713 yards, 8 touchdowns on the year. Achilles heel and thigh injuries keeping him out of the game. And on the option, it's Laudeman left side. France gets to him and keeps it to a minimal gain. Paul France with another great effort pursuing through the line of scrimmage. That looked like it was going to be a pretty good gainer. Instead, it's just 2 for Laudeman. It's second down and 8 at the 18.
Good play by the junior Chad Lingle as well, as he was able to string that play up, and he may have actually made the first contact on the play. And of course, France came over to wrap it up, and France everywhere defensively for the Cardinals.
Second down and 8 at the 18. Wank split to the right side, Witkowski to the left. This will be Laudeman out of the tailback spot this time. Gets across the 15 to the 13. He picks up 5. It'll be third down and 3.
This is the kind of light rain here, and it's been picking up steadily the last couple of minutes. That makes it really difficult to handle the ball. And I'm surprised we haven't had any kind of fumbles or loose play so far. They've done a very good job handling it.
This will be third down, a little less than 3 to go. Chad Lingle at the bottom of that pile.
There's Franz right in the middle again, number 23.
Carl Bohr was in there as well. Third down, short 3. They'll give it to Davis, and Davis has stood up, and he will not have enough for the first down. He needs to get to the 10. He'll be at the 11-yard line as Lingle in there again. So was France. It'll be fourth down and a yard, and Minersville will take a timeout to talk it over with 7:03 to play in the first half.
Now Chad Lingle was there with his brother Mitchell Lingle, number 74, the defensive tackle, and timeout has been called here by Minersville with 7:03 left in the first half. And I'll tell you what, Pine Grove has done a good job defensively. This will be a big play for them coming up.
This is a big moment in this ball game. No score nearly midway through the second quarter. Pine Grove has not won a ball game this year. If the Cardinals can come up with a stop here, it could be a huge confidence builder. By the same token, if Minersville converts and scores, it could be somewhat deflating for the Cardinals. As we'll take a look at our replay times here. If you've joined us in progress, a couple of opportunities to watch this game in its entirety.
All week long, in fact. Take your pick.
You can't get enough of Randy Stevens.
I think people have their fill of that. But these two fine football schools course, a very huge game tonight for Minersville. A loss here would be just deflating in terms of playoff hopes and everything else.
We'll see what Rick Jones comes up with here on a 4th down and 1 at the 11. It'll be Workman, and he will have the first down. Driving down to the 8, he picks up 3 on the play, and a 1st and goal for the Miners at the 8-yard line, and several Cardinals very slow getting up, including William Boyd, number 24, who made the hit.
Yeah, he undercut the ball carrier. Let's take a look. You'll see number 24 come in here and make the tackle. There's the hit right there. Got kind of run over and thrown back, but first down now for the Miners.
6:45 left, second quarter. First legitimate scoring opportunity for either team. They'll run the option. Quick toss to Lauderman. Gets outside, crashes down to the 1. He will not get in. Getting as close as you possibly can without the arms being raised as France makes the tackle. It'll be 2nd and goal at the 1-inch line.
And again, that's a tough play to handle with a wet football, that quick pitch out there. We'll take another look at the replay here, trying to get to the outside. Got to get to the yellow line at the end of your screen, and down he goes. And
that was close.
I don't know. That might have been a touchdown.
Actually, they're going to tell you it's at the 5-yard line now. Okay.
Well,
so
then it wasn't a touchdown.
5. That's why.
They had it
a lot
right.
of lines down there. This is Workman again, and he will get close to the 1. I'm glad somebody up here is paying attention.
Well, we got fooled by the soccer lines. That's my excuse. What's yours?
I was listening to you.
It's not much of an excuse.
So
you should know better.
3rd down and goal at the 2.
This has been a very impressive drive, and you have to credit that veteran front line. All of them returning starters from a year ago. They've done a nice job moving Pine Grove out of there and converting when they've had to.
From the 2, Davis right up the middle for the touchdown. Terry Davis, the 5'11 junior, takes it in for the first touchdown of the game with 5:20 left in the second quarter. Davis with his 3rd touchdown of the season.
Well, they ring the bell down on the sideline for Minersville, and here's the play before that got to the 5-yard line. And then the touchdown following thereafter.
Mike Walensky, number 82, the junior, to attempt the point after. Witkowski with the hold, trying to make it 7-0. Walensky's kick hooking to the left, but it stays inside the upright. And with 5:20 left in the first half, it is Minersville 7, Pine Grove 0.
One of the great traditions here at Minersville High School on the sideline. Somebody with a Miners hat and that bell that they ring when every score is made by the Miners. And pretty good effort right there. They did most of it just playing smash mouth football, going right after them up front. That's what linemen love, is that straight ahead blocking and just physically manhandling the guy across the line of scrimmage from you. You don't always get it done, but they did enough that time in a fine-looking drive.
And it's on a night where it's going to be very difficult to throw the football. 1, it is raining and starting to rain a little bit harder. 2, the footing obviously becomes a little bit more treacherous as the game wears on. And 3, and perhaps most importantly, it's cold out there. It's tough to get a good grip to throw the football and to catch the football.
Well, all of that is true, and we'll see now how Pine Grove responds. They really have not had a particularly good offensive set here tonight, and what they need is a drive to come back and a couple of first downs.
Workman with a line drive kick to the 10 where it's taken by Boyd. Boyd with a pretty good return gets out to the 30, across the 30-yard line to the 31. It'll be 1st and 10 there for the Cardinals, down 7-0 with 5:14 left in the first half. And as you look across the field here, we'll remind you that the goal lines are the blue lines as you get to the ends of the playing field. And that's what fooled us a little bit. You got white, blue, and yellow out there. The important ones are the blue ones. Those are the goal lines.
Same as in hockey, right?
Yeah. Different kind of offside, though.
Okay.
On the first down handoff, there is a lot of confusion in the backfield, and the Cardinals continue to go backwards as William Huth, number 33, gets his first tackle of the game, and he will lose 5 yards back to the 26 at 2nd and 15.
Now, anything normally that takes that long to develop in trouble, and I'm not sure whether the quarterback, Spittle, wanted to hand the ball off to the first man through, just wasn't able to do it. By the time Huth got it, he was joined by a host of blue-shirted tacklers.
Yeah, you look on the stat sheet, the Cardinals' rushing attack right now, lots of no gains or tackles for losses. 4:35 left in the first half. Spittle to throw on 2nd and 15. Has his tight end, Hoke, wide open. Hoke across the 40, out near the first down. Tackled by Ian Brennan, but Hoke wide open and a good throw by Spittle.
And again, I'm just simply amazed at how well both teams have played considering the elements. No fumbles, no real turnovers in this game except for the opening interception. This time Spittle will go back. He has Hoke wide open in the middle, and a nice throw across has him wide open as he found the little area in the zone that was not covered, and that's a first down.
And a good move by Hoke and a pickup of 15 and a first down out to the 41. And now penalty flag is thrown. Actually, you can call it the 42-yard line, so a gain of 16 on that play. And now we'll see about the flag. And it's going to cost the Miners 5 more for encroachment, so it'll be 1st and 5 at the Pine Grove 47 with 4:08 left.
And that's a big penalty because for a team struggling to find itself offensively, it gives you a lot more options 1st down and 5 than it would otherwise.
Pine Grove has all 3 timeouts remaining. Spell in motion. He will get the handoff out of that motion. Sweeping left side, and the Miners again with great pursuit. Witkowski, Workman, Wank there. 3 W's. No gain on the play. It's 2nd down and 5.
Well, when you're trying to establish a football program, Coach Massaros has to make those plays work, but they're awfully difficult. They take a long time to get going, and Minersville is so good to the football. See the handoff and just trying to find an opening here, and watch how it closes down real quick. On the tackle there, number 25, Witkowski was the first man to hit him, but he had lots of company.
And they're actually not going to give Spell a good spot. He's going to lose a yard back to the 46, so it's 2nd down and 6. 3:20 left in the first half. It's 7-0 Minersville. Again, out of the motion set, this is Erdman who cuts it back and fumbles the football, rolling into Minersville territory. It's still loose.
Pine Grove has it.
And it might be a first down if the Cardinals come up with it. And they do. At the bottom of the pile was Hoke, who just made the big catch. I'm not sure if he came up with the recovery, but this might be, and it looks like it is a first down.
How about a fortuitous fumble? Normally you don't like to see the ball on the ground, but the fact that it went on the ground enables them to get the first down. Nice move in the backfield to avoid the loss. Now the ball stripped out of there, and it appeared Minersville was going to get it. It bounced off 3 Miners, and it ends up in the hands of a Pine Grove player. And the measurement right now out on the field, and the indication is first down.
It will be a first down. So Erdman with a nice move on a play that looked like it was going to be a loss. He cut it back, lost the football as he was stripped by Matt Hiroshak. And then the Cardinals recover. I believe it was Hoke at the bottom of the pile. It's a 6-yard gain and a first down in Minersville territory at the 48. 2:48 left first half. Cardinals on the move. Play action. Spittle sets up a screen. It is complete and fumbled again. And a scramble, and the ball, I believe, went out of bounds first. Yes, it'll belong to the Cardinals as Bohr fumbled the football. But the Miners did not get to it quickly enough. It's going to be a loss of 4 on the play. It's 2nd down and 14.
We'll take another look at this play, and you be the judge at home if we can see where the fumble occurred. This is a 2nd fumble in a row. The ball knocked out, and there it is rolling along near the sideline. Players arriving there. I think they may have pushed it out by the time they recovered it.
Witkowski in on another play. 2nd down and 14. 2:38 left in the first half. Pine Grove with the ball, down 7-0. Spittle again under pressure, tries to set up another screen and wisely throws it away as Davis was all over Carl Bohr as the Miners read the screen nicely. It'll be 3rd down and 14. This drive is all of a sudden bogged down for the Cardinals.
Anytime you have to throw a little lollipop pass to complete a screen pass, you're in normally a lot of trouble, and that's what happened. They sniffed it out. They ruined where the quarterback wanted to go, and Spittle had to kind of lob it up, and whenever that happens, you're in trouble. They're trying to keep that ball dry down there, too. They have that black towel out there. I don't know how much good that's going to do.
See what the Cardinals come up with there on a 3rd down and 14. Boyd in motion. Spittle under pressure, throwing for Boyd. It's intercepted. Witkowski at the 33, heading up the left sideline, and gets inside the Pine Grove 40 to the 37, and the Miners, with 2 timeouts left, have 2:22 with which to work to try and get another score.
Keith Witkowski with an outstanding interception. This one just kind of thrown up into double and triple coverage, and in the defensive Spittle, he was under pressure. That ball just kind of thrown up. Look how many blue shirts around there, and gets intercepted, and look for a minute like Witkowski might go up that far sideline and score as he cuts back. And they finally bring him down, but a good break for Minersville.
Spittle made the tackle, a 30-yard return for Witkowski. Moran out of the shotgun, will keep it. And he has a lot of room on the right side, down inside the 30 to the 28. Boyd makes the tackle. Gain of nearly 9 on the play, clock running with 2:10 left in the half.
It looked like Pine Grove is going to be stopped and would punt. It would be 7-0 going in. It's absolutely essential for Pine Grove's hopes in this football game to stop this drive.
2nd down and 2. Moran again out of the shotgun. Workman, the lone setback, with him. Moran will keep it left side this time, cuts it back, and has the first down at the 25.
And that'll stop the clock.
1:43 left in the half, and the clock will stop while they move the chains. Minersville 2 timeouts left.
Now the Miners can eat up some ground with that quick-moving offense, and no huddle gets right up on the line of scrimmage.
Moran will throw out of the shotgun this time, going for Witkowski and going for it all. Almost intercepted as Boyd with great coverage, and Russell France nearly picked it off on the deflection. It's 2nd down and 10.
Now you try to throw that straight fly pattern into the end zone that time. The ball got batted around, and usually when it does, the secondary will come up with it. Good time to throw and into double coverage again, and watch Franz in the back, number 10, late arriving on the scene, almost had himself a gift.
And Witkowski maybe got a piece of that ball as France was trying to bring it in. Moran, good protection again. Now it breaks down a little bit, throwing deep for Paul. Touchdown! Chris Paul in the back of the end zone, a 25-yard touchdown catch, and it's 13-0 Miners.
And what a great play by Ed Moran. There you see the tradition as the bell rings again, the second TD of the quarter here for the Miners, but Moran with great recognition that time, rolling out to buy himself time, and an excellent throw to the back of the end zone.
Moran with his 9th touchdown pass of the season. Paul with his first touchdown reception, and Walensky back out there again, trying to make it 14-0. Plenty of leg, and the kick is good. 1:25 left in the first half. We'll look at this again as the Miners convert the interception into 7 points. They quickly have scored 14 points to take a 14-point lead near the end of the half.
It almost looked like Moran wanted to run that football, and he tucked it away and then untucked it, and then made the good throw to the back of the end zone as the receiver came clear. And well, what a turn of events here. It appeared that Pine Grove would be moving, maybe for a tying score. They throw the interception, a great return, and then Minersville wastes no time going down and scoring.
A pair of touchdowns within 3 minutes of 55 seconds of one another, and the Miners on top 14-0 with 1:25 left in the first half as Workman will kick off for the Miners. Bohr is the deep man for the Cardinals, back at his own 5. And we'll see what Bill Maceros does here. If he will go to the locker room down 14-0, or if he'll try and get some points on the board before the end of the half. He has 3 timeouts left. Low kick for Workman this time. Lengel, one of the up men, takes it at his own 25. He will get across the 35 to the 36-yard line. Tackled by Horoshak, number 41, the 6'1 senior, with 1:19 left in the half.
Now the one thing you do not want to do is throw an interception here, and you kind of think maybe you just run a few plays, go in, talk it over. We'll see whether Bill Maceros, the coach of Pine Grove, is a gambling man or not.
Just across the 35 here, 1st and 10 for the Cardinals, down 14-0. They'll keep it on the ground with Boyd trying that quick sweep, and that will go nowhere as he is wrestled down in the backfield. Workman there again.
Well, that play just has not worked in the first half, and now the no-huddle offense for the Cardinals.
Mike Pavelko made the first hit, loss of 5. Second and 15, almost intercepted as Ian Brennan had his hands on it. Chad Lengel, the intended receiver. It's now 3rd down and 15 with 55 seconds left in the half.
That's one of those plays where you see your tight end open and you throw the ball, and then all of a sudden the defender crosses in front. And again, you got to be very, very careful here because another score puts the game pretty much on ice. We'll see what they do here on 3rd and very long.
If the Miners can stop them here, they'll get the ball back. Run the inside handoff with Erdman, and this one is stopped for no gain as Davis makes the play, and the Miners will use a timeout, forcing Pine Grove to punt with 47 seconds left in the half. Miners will have 1 timeout left.
They'll force Pine Grove to kick the ball, and they'll call the entire team over, maybe set up a return here, or decide if they want to go after the punt. That may be a possibility.
At the 31-yard line, Pine Grove kicking with the wind. And we'll see what Rick Jones decides here, return or block. They'll get the ball back with roughly 35 seconds left in the half and 1 timeout left. I would think in these conditions you'll go for the block.
Yeah, I would think so too. I would think it'd be hard to go 50 yards down the field with 47 seconds left. That was not a real good series for Pine Grove offensively. They took over with 1:29 left, and they were really only able to run 42 seconds off the clock and left enough time to presumably give Minersville another shot, although a long shot.
Chris Paul will go back deep at his own 35. Chad Lengel is in punt formation for the Cardinals, so 10 men up for Minersville. Good snap, here they come. Almost got it. Renninger nearly got to the punter.
Good kick.
Paul at his own 35 breaks 1 tackle, but will only get to the 39 as William Boyd, who's been everywhere, makes the hits. 39 seconds left. 1st and 10 for the Miners. They lead it 14-0 with 1 timeout left here in the first half.
Now Rick Jones has a decision to make. Normally you have a 2-touchdown lead, you just want to kind of kill the clock off, but they may take a shot. One thing you don't want to do is throw an out pass here and have it picked off and run back.
I think they'll try to get something downfield to Paul or Witkowski, and they'll both come out split to the right. Laudeman will be the lone setback right next to Moran. Moran is sacked, and there's a penalty flag to boot as another nice play by Paul France, number 23, and he made the sack despite being pushed in the back.
Yeah, how nice a play is that when they clip you and hit you in the back and you still get over there and make the tackle. They'll talk this one over with Pine Grove, and I would think probably it doesn't matter. Right now you're looking for yardage as much as downs. You're just trying to get the first half over with 33 seconds, and they decline it. So much for that thinking.
Well, they'll take the 6-yard loss, so it'll be 2nd down and 16. 33 seconds left in the half.
But they're not really thinking get the ball back at this stage.
If you see Moran kick his leg here, that means he is ready for the snap from center. From Dave Schiffer. There you see him lift that right leg, and they'll keep it on the ground with Workman. And the Cardinals ready for that. Workman gets back to the 37-yard line. He'll pick up 4, and that will probably be the final play of the half unless the Miners can get assembled quickly, and they're going to try to do that. 10 seconds left in the half. And Moran will spike the football to make it 4th down and 11 with 7 seconds left.
Well, I don't know here. I don't know what the thinking is there. But whatever it is, perhaps maybe you say 7 seconds left, you drop back in the shotgun and just heave it down the field. But when you're up 2 touchdowns, too many bad things can go wrong sometimes with that.
I think that's your only option here because if
you don't want to punt.
If you don't get the 1st down and going for it, the clock will stop for the change of possession and Pine Grove will get a playoff.
Yeah, normally you don't spike the ball on 3rd down, but let's see if they can complete the long one.
Moran looking deep for Wink down the left sideline, overthrown, and that leaves 3 seconds on the clock, so the Cardinals will have a play from the Minersville 38-yard line.
Well, they took a shot right there, and I guess they have enough confidence in their defense. Certainly Pine Grove has had their problems offensively, but You know, normally you don't even want to give a team a chance to throw that ball down the field, and some fluky deflection and they score, but we'll see if the Miners can avoid it here.
Pine Grove will take a timeout. Cardinals down 14-0, 3 seconds left in the first half. They will have a 1st and 10 at the Minersville 38. And keep in mind, a defensive penalty would keep the half alive.
Now that's the thing. Normally what you want to do is you just simply want to run the clock out and not put yourself in a position where they even get a chance to run a play. I'd like to be a cheerleader or a band member on a night like this.
You talk about spiking it on 2nd down or 3rd down and 11. Watching Rick Jones, the Minersville coach on the sidelines, he looks surprised by that as well.
Yeah, it's you know, normally you spike it on 1st or 2nd down so you can huddle up, but normally you don't want to huddle up on 4th and 11. They'll, needless to say, drop half the team back about 20 yards behind the ball, and when the snap comes, they'll be moving back even further.
It looks like Minersville's getting ready for the pregame stretching exercise. Spread out all across the field. Spittle will have one play, barring a penalty on the Miners. He will throw deep down the right sideline for Engel, and it is incomplete. No flags on the play. That is the end of the first half at Minersville. The Miners 14, Pine Grove nothing. We'll come back with our halftime festivities right after this.
Put your brain on percolate. Mix for fresh, strong ideas. Stuck on a problem or can't come up with an idea? Give it time to brew. Time to roll over in your head. You'll be more likely to come up with a fresh, full-bodied idea. And you can put your brain on percolate 24 hours a day. That way, while you're doing something else, your brain's going at it non-stop. So don't spit out a thought because it's too weak or give up on an idea. Put it on the back burner. Who knows what you'll do?
Put your brain on percolate.
Animate your world.
There aren't too many second chances in life. So HBO is bringing you Second Chance Tuesday. Because how often do you get another shot at something you missed? Like this, or this, or this, or even this. Every Saturday on HBO, you're guaranteed a new movie. What you might not know is that you get another crack at it Tuesday night. If you miss Saturday Night Guarantee, you need Second Chance Tuesday.
Every Sunday night, Magical World of Disney becomes Disney's Magical World of Animals. Kicking off with Going Wild with Jeff Corwin. Jeff puts the wild into wildlife with his own special view of the animal kingdom. Then, meet Macumba and Umba Macumba.
Fear not, I am here.
Macumba's the animal answer man who knows so much about wildlife, even the animals are amazed. Going Wild with Jeff Corwin and Umba Macumba. 2 all-new animal series every Sunday night at 7, 6 Central on Disney.
Steve Degler and Randy Stevens back at Veterans Memorial Stadium in Minersville. The halftime score, the Miners leading winless Pine Grove by a pair of touchdowns. They came 3 minutes and 55 seconds apart in the second quarter. A 2-yard scoring run for Terry Davis, a 25-yard touchdown pass, Ed Moran to Chris Paul. Mike Walensky with both extra points to make it 14-0. First quarter and a half, Randy, this Cardinals team played very well, but they just are struggling offensively to move the football.
Oh, they have. A couple of first downs in the second quarter. Looked like they were moving after the first touchdown was scored by Minersville. But their biggest problem has been, as you say, offensive continuity. Defensively, they looked outstanding. But when your offense doesn't move the ball, you've got to be out there. And, of course, with Minersville's line, they were able to take control on both touchdown drives and make the plays necessary to give them the 14-0 lead.
Minersville really struggled at the outset through an interception on the very first play from scrimmage. You wonder about the lingering effects of the 2 big losses after a 6-0 start, and also, as you mentioned, facing an 0-8 team. It didn't look like they had a whole lot of spark early on, but that changed rather quickly in that second quarter.
Well, it did, and of course, you know, we talked about those factors, plus injuries, plus they're a thin team to begin with in terms of amount of kids out. And once they got their offense going, they were hampered by a couple of long penalties on punt returns. But offensively, they dominated the line of scrimmage on that first touchdown drive. And then they got kind of a break on the interception. They would have had the ball after a punt, but instead, third down play intercepted. They went down and scored on the long touchdown pass. And they've controlled the game. It hasn't been a real awesome kind of a performance so far, but they lead the game.
You see the Pine Grove band there in their rain gear, and what effect, if any, will the weather have in the second half, especially if you're the Cardinals trying to come back?
Well, it has a lot of effect. The Cardinals have had trouble all year moving the ball in dry conditions, and of course, the wet football. We saw a couple of fumbles by the Cardinals late in the second quarter. Fortunately, they did not lose the ball in either of them, but the rain and the cold, it makes it more difficult. And when your team is 0-8 and you're down 2 touchdowns on the enemy's field and the conditions are bad, you really have to look into your kind of own mind and provide the motivation. Certainly, Bill Maceros has done that all year for these kids. This is a gutty group of guys, but they have a tough road to hoe here tonight.
We are at halftime at Veterans Memorial Stadium in Minersville. The host Miners leading Pine Grove by a score of 14-0. We'll come back with the third quarter kickoff right after this.
Drivers cross railroad tracks thousands of times a day. If your car stalls on the tracks, get out of the car. Make certain traffic ahead is moving and will not cause your car to become trapped. Once you start to cross, do not stop or back up. Never cross while the signal gates are flashing. This is a violation of the Motor Vehicle Code, which could cost you $100 or more. Remember, would you rather stop for those red lights or these?
I'm always amazed by the twists and the turns, things you didn't know about someone.
Paul Newman had absolutely no idea whatsoever that he was good-looking.
I think there are some women that really should not have children, and I think probably my mother was one of them.
There's always something you need to learn.
Biography, the people you thought you knew. Weeknights only on A&E.
Pay-Per-View is proud to present a winning month of the best in filmmaking. Winner Best Actor, Jeffrey Rush in Shine. Winner Best Supporting Actor, Cuba Gooding Jr. in Jerry Maguire. Winner Best Adapted Screenplay, Sling Blade. Winner Best Documentary, When We Were Kings. Winner Best Song, You Must Love Me, from Evita. For the best entertainment the best way possible, the winner is Pay-Per-View.
Throw long! Throw long! Come on, team, let's look alive out there. Go for the button hook left. That's all right, guys, shake it off, shake it off. Come on, blitz the QB, blitz the QB. Go for the two-point conversion.
Hey, mister, give us a break. It's only a pickup game.
Back at Veterans Memorial Stadium in Minersville, Steve Degler along with Randy Stevens getting set for the third quarter. Minersville in the blue jerseys leading Pine Grove 14-0. Unofficial halftime statistics, total yardage, Minersville with 127, just 20 for Pine Grove. Chad Spittle was 2 for 7 for Pine Grove with 1 interception and 12 yards throwing in the first half. And for Minersville, Ed Moran threw 9 times, completing 3 for 48 yards, a touchdown, and an interception. Minersville will kick off, moving from right to left here in the second half. Bob Workman will tee it up for the Batlin Miners. Back deep for Pine Grove will be William Boyd, the deep man, number 24, at his own 5. And again, Randy, the rain has let up a little bit. It's still coming down, but basically just a mist right now. So we'll see if that's a factor.
But I'll tell you what, the temperature since the end of the first half, I'll bet you has dropped anywhere from 7 to 10 degrees. It's a lot colder.
It has become a lot rawer here. And here's Chad Lengel mishandling the kick. It'll be picked up by Aaron Spell, who comes out of there all by himself across the 40, out by the 45, and he gets to the 47-yard line. So again, some confusion results in a good situation for the Cardinals as Lengel mishandled the kick. Spell came up there, picked it up, and takes it to the 47-yard line. Great field position for the Cardinals, and we'll take a look at it again.
Well, sometimes you need a break to jumpstart your offensive engine, and you can see the return here, just a crease opened up, and all of a sudden, Spell has a chance to do some serious running, gets the ball almost back to midfield, and the Cardinals desperately need to put together an offensive drive, even just get a couple of first downs, forget scoring.
Erdman in motion. Spittle with a quick toss to Carl Bohr. Bohr drives a couple of tacklers with him into Minersville territory. He was hit hard but kept driving forward as Mike Pavelko, the freshman, makes another tackle. It's a gain of 3 yards on the play, 2nd down and 7.
Well, he was hit hard, you're right, but he also hit hard as he put a lick on the defenders trying to come up. And that's the first time really they've gained any appreciable yardage on that sweep all night long. The blockers were out there and a good run.
2nd down, a short 7, long 6. Just across midfield, Spittle on a delay will hand it off to Spell. Reversing field, and Workman reads that nicely. And Spell will pick up a couple yards down to the 47-yard line. It'll bring up 3rd down and about 4.
Now, Coach Massero is continuing to run those misdirection plays. You start your line one way, the back goes the other. And he really hasn't been able to break one, but at least, as you said earlier, it keeps that defense honest so they're not flowing to the ball right off the bat.
10:45 left, 3rd quarter. Pine Grove with the football, trailing 14-0. The Cardinals, a 3rd and 4 from the Minersville 47. Spittle with good protection, throwing for his tight end Hoke, and it's out of his reach. It'll be 4th and 4.
That's an awfully tough pattern to complete on a night like this. You're basically throwing a little 5-10 yard out, but across the field, it's a tough throw to ask your quarterback to make right there.
Looks like the Cardinals will set up in punt formation. Chad Lengel back to kick. Josh Wank and Chris Paul back deep for the Miners, standing at their own 15.
Tough break there. You got a good return. You got a couple of good offensive plays on runs, and only to have to turn around and punt now.
Left footer, good wobbly kick this time. It'll be Paul taking it at his own 16, and he'll be dragged down at the 20. A Jersey tackle by Carl Bohr, so the Miners will have it there, 1st and 10 for their first possession of the 2nd half.
Nice play by Bohr, who was almost face guarding the man who caught the punt, and he ends up going and tracking him down. You don't want to hit that man too soon, or else you'll draw that penalty flag, but nice pursuit there. And right now, again, incumbent on the Pine Grove defense, try to hold him down here and get the ball back. See if they can do it.
Here come the Miners, leading at 14-0. Laudeman is the tailback. Play action to Laudeman, throwing downfield for Workman. He's open and makes the catch at the 33, still on his feet across the 40. As the Miners with a big pickup on 1st down, 24 yards, tackle made by Russell France.
You got a wide open receiver that time, and plenty of time for the quarterback Moran to just kind of loft this ball, put a lot of air under it, and enabled his receiver to just go run right after it. Look at the air under that thing, and the guy is almost looked like an outfielder waiting to catch a fly ball.
8th catch of the year for Workman. 2 minutes into the 3rd quarter, 14-0 Minersville, 1st and 10 just inside their own 44. Option, Moran keeps it, gets across the 45, fumbles the football, and the Cardinals have it. Recovered by Richard Russell, the sophomore, and another turnover for the Miners, their 2nd of the game, and it's 1st and 10 Pine Grove at the Miners 43.
Boy, and how good does Richard Russell, number 67, feel? A sophomore who got beat, left behind on his block. You see the play way away, the ball gets knocked out. Russell was on the ground, and he just kind of dove forward and made the play.
Andrew Erdman, number 21, forcing the fumble, punching it out from behind. And the Cardinals starting in Minersville territory, down by 14.
We're going to see a lot more of that before the evening is done. Wet conditions on the field. The ball becomes slippery.
Spell in motion. Keep it on the ground. Bohr hit at the line of scrimmage. Drives forward for a yard. The one thing for the Cardinals ball carriers is they are being hit either at the line of scrimmage or behind it and forcing to gain a lot of yardage on their own, as Ian Brennan limits that play to a 1-yard pickup and a short yard at that.
You know, when you have a young, inexperienced football team, it's difficult at best, but where youth and inexperience really hurt you is in the offensive line. If that group stays together and gets better, that's where a marked improvement will be had on a football team. If your offensive line gets better and you can control the line of scrimmage, you become infinitely a much better football team.
You do have big Ronald Freeman, number 79 at right tackle, 6'4", 300-pound junior.
Wow.
Here is the reverse. Erdman cut down in the backfield, and he is hit hard from behind. Brandon Burrell, sophomore, number 71, forced that play, and then several teammates coming in and delivering big hits.
Well, usually you like that counter play as a change of pace. They're getting used to a little bit of an inside handoff, and that play sniffed out immediately. First man there was Burrell, and boy, the shot that he took afterwards, he had been stood up, and quickly coming in there to deliver the hit was Horshak.
And Davis, 32, is the one who stood him up.
Matt Horoshak, as a matter of fact.
3rd and 13, they run a little pass to the flat, incomplete for Boyd. Now Spittle has misfired on 6 in a row, and it's 4th and 13 for the Cardinals.
Again, a well-designed play. If Spittle's able to make a little bit better throw, that play may have worked for 5 or 10 yards because it was open. But again, good field position wasted by the Pine Grove offense here, twice in this opening few minutes of the third quarter.
Langle back to punt again. Paul and Wank inside their own 15, waiting for the Miners. End over end kick. It'll be Paul from his own 13, tackled immediately by Carl Bohr. We've mentioned Bohr's name quite a bit tonight. He is just a sophomore. 1st and 10 for the Miners at their own 14, leading at 14-0. 8:14 left in the third quarter.
They talk about the difficulty for Pine Grove. You don't ever want to be a senior on a football team that is 0-8 going into this game. And you know, you look at guys like Paul Franz and William Boyd, when they remember their their senior season, they're going to remember the fact they may not win a game, but those guys have played awfully hard all season long.
Laudeman exploding across the 20, out to the 25-yard line. He has a first down as Russell France makes the tackle, but a gain of 11 yards on the play for Laudeman.
And of course, as the game goes on longer, at the point of attack is where the difference is, and that time just good running, as hard running by Laudeman as he was able to step right out of a tackle. Tackler didn't wrap his arms around him and get the first down.
A lot of these Pine Grove players going both ways. Laudeman again, gaping hole up the middle, has another first down across the 35, but he looks like he is shaken up as he kind of went sliding on his knees there. And he will pick up 13 more, make it 14 more to the 39, but right now it looks like he has a knee injury.
Well, here it is again, and of course the blocking beginning to get better as Minersville beginning to bang on that Pine Grove defense. You can tell the difference here. 2 plays, 2 first down plays, 11 yards on one, 14 on the second. Now we hope Laudeman is okay, as he really took a hit.
It's a right knee. I don't know if we can run it back again. It looked like Laudeman, first of all, was hit on the right knee with either a helmet or a shoulder pad. As you see, the right knee being looked at there. And then as he was tackled, he went skidding on those knees as well, as Rick Jones comes into your picture there. Watch where the hit is delivered. Right there, it looks like he got a shoulder pad on the right knee and then goes skidding across the turf on that knee.
And he knew immediately something was wrong, and he's on his feet now. We'll see what kind of pressure he can put on that knee.
Well, they're already banged up at the running back position with Jordan Marshall not playing tonight with an Achilles heel and thigh problem. A lot of men will limp off after a 14-yard pickup. 1st and 10 for the Miners at their own 39. Laudeman's carried 10 times for 48 yards. He had the lone touchdown for the Miners last week.
And again, sometimes the defense plays so hard trying to keep its offense alive, and Pine Grove will get a little more tired, and, well, not that time, though, as, well, guys running out of tackles.
Goes back to tailback and was hit at the line of scrimmage. Mitch Langle got to him first, and Workman shook that off and gets across the 40 out to the 43 is where I think they're going to put the football down. They're drying off the football. We'll call it the 42. Second down along 6.
That defense kept Minersville off the scoreboard through the first quarter and a half of this game, but Minersville really picking up its stride offensively here in about the last 12 minutes of the game.
First carry of the night. And we'll try and figure out who this is. We don't have a number 12 on our roster.
Eddie Simonitis is the ball carrier.
Wait till I see assistant Charlie Fritz for the Miners. He told us before the game, no roster changes.
Well, so much for that. Eddie Simonitis got the call, of course, with Lauderman out. Now Simonitis will come out of the game. Another big third down play for this Pine Grove defense.
Gain of a yard. It's third down. A little more than 5 yards to go. Moran from the shotgun. Excellent protection. Throws complete to his tight end, Ian Brennan, into Pine Grove territory down to the 40-yard line. A pickup of 17 yards on the play. Tackle made by Chad Lengel.
Ian Brennan is one of a number of great two sports stars on this club. He is the catcher on an outstanding baseball team, and here he'll be the catcher of this pass. The tight end makes the reception, gets the first down.
Catch number 6 for Brennan on the season. First and 10 just inside the Pine Grove 40. Clock running with 6 minutes to play, third quarter. Simonitis, the single setback, gets the carry, bursting up the middle. Huge hole inside the 25, still on his feet, down to the 20-yard line. Simonitis picks up 20 yards on the carry.
Not a bad run for a guy who wasn't even on the program tonight. Take a look at this, and first of all, the line able to open up a huge hole, but watch the second and third effort here. He's able to break this tackle, then gets kind of slowed up, keeps his feet driving, and trying to strip the ball out, as you can see the secondary, but another 4 or 5 yards of hard driving.
Talk about your secret weapons. Carry here for Mike Pavelko, just a freshman. Spins for a couple to the 17-yard line.
I was going to say, talking about
55 got him.
I was going to say, talking about Ian Brennan, of course, the catcher on this outstanding baseball team the last couple of years. Doesn't really seem like a baseball night, but as for the last 3 nights in Cleveland, the World Series, it's probably better weather here than it was there.
This would be a heat wave in Cleveland. Second down and 8 at the 17. Pavelko will stay at the tailback position. And we have a penalty flag thrown far side of the field. We'll get the call from head referee Jim Toomey tonight. Looks like it'll go against the Miners. That's been one weak spot in the Miners game tonight. They've had the yellow flags thrown against them quite a bit.
Well, the key on this drive is just domination at the point of attack, and a lot of good running. They've opened some holes on this drive, a lot of it done on the ground. Of course, they've had a couple of good completions, but really Minersville is a team that has a lot of offensive components. They can beat you a lot of different ways out of a lot of different formations, and how about a couple of receivers on each side out of this formation?
Twins each way on a second down and 13 from the 22, and it's a quarterback keeper. Moran bounces off one tackler, keeps driving forward down to the 15-yard line. He'll pick up 7, bringing up a third down and 6.
One of the telltale signs that a defense begins to get tired is the fact that you'll see a lot of broken tackles that were being made where the first guy would come, wrap up, and drop a man early in the first quarter. Now in the third quarter, Minersville's taken 3 and 4 guys, a lot of missed tackles, and that's just a sign that they're getting a little tired.
Ball to 15, they've got to get between the 9 and the 10 for the first down. Third down play for Moran. Throwing incomplete. Davis was open, but the ball was thrown low and wide. It'll be fourth down and a long 5 with exactly 4 minutes left in the third quarter. Well, we've seen Walensky and his 2 extra points have plenty of leg to make a field goal from this distance, and he is going to come onto the field. Mike Walensky, a 6'3" junior, will attempt what should be about a 32-yard field goal. Witkowski to hold from the 22.
Not much wind at all right now, and of course the rain is pretty much stopped. A little mist, but this will be interesting.
Line drive kick, and it's drilled just wide to the left. It had the distance, but he misses to the left. So with 3:56 to play in the third quarter, Pine Grove keeping Minersville off the board on that drive, but it's still 14-0 Miners.
Well, that was a pretty good offensive drive by Minersville, and sometimes when you drive that well, I'm surprised maybe they didn't go for it on fourth down, but they do have the field goal kicker, and he just missed it. But boy, somehow Pine Grove has got to come up either with a fluky play or a gadget play, something that can pick up a lot of yardage, because they're not out of this game yet.
They're announcing happy birthday wishes to Minersville's Matt Hiroshak, number 41, 6'1" senior, celebrating today.
Want me to sing happy birthday?
No. I don't think Matt does either.
No, nor does his family.
Cardinals staying on the ground.
Nor does our director, more importantly.
Bohr loses a yard. A lot of negative yardage rushing tonight for the Cardinals. They've lost yardage in quite a few plays. It's 2nd down and 11 at the 19.
They just have not been able to run the ball with any consistency here tonight.
Cardinals played well last week, losing to Blue Mountain 23-6. It's a team that scored just 67 points in 11 games last year. Spittle throwing off the hands of Erdman. It's 3rd down and 11.
Well, it's hard. You're not able to really run the ball with any authority, and of course the passes they're trying are those long sideline passes, which are sometimes difficult to complete. It's been that kind of a night for Pine Grove in that kind of a season.
Trying to convert a 3rd and 11 here with 3:15 to play in the 3rd quarter. Minersville ahead 14-0.
The one thing you have to be careful of in this situation deep in your own territory is that turnover, because that could really put you up against the wall.
No wide receivers in this formation and no gain on the play as Boyd is tackled at the 19. It'll be 4th down and 11.
Well, next weekend, Steve, it's hurricane season as we'll take a look at Schuylkill Haven. Our first opportunity to see the Hurricanes this year. A little bit of a down year there.
A little bit. They'll be hosting Blue Mountain.
Always a pretty good game, though.
I'm sure the Hurricanes are just simply reloading.
Absolutely.
Lengel, line drive kick. It'll bounce into Minersville territory, and it'll be downed at the 47-yard line. A 34-yard punt. 1st and 10 for the Miners with 2:31 to play in the 3rd quarter. Scoring coming within 3 minutes and 55 seconds in that 2nd quarter. Davis, a 2-yard touchdown run, and then Chris Paul, a 25-yard touchdown catch, and a nice play by Moran, who eluded some pressure and threw to the back of the end zone to Paul, who was wide open.
Well, Pine Grove needs something, a big play, a turnover, something to change the ebb and flow of this game.
Loudman is back in there, but there's a penalty flag thrown, and it looks like Brennan, the tight end, moved, and he can. I believe this will be waved off by Jim Toomey, and it will be no penalty on that play. Brennan, the tight end, moved to a wing as the wide receiver Paul on the far side stepped up to the line of scrimmage, and no penalty there. So it stays 1st and 10.
Good to see Lauderman back in the game. Sometimes you just take a hard crack on the knee, and you hit your kneecap sometimes, and there's nothing damaging in terms of cartilage or anything like that. And you hope that's just simply what happened.
Had an official's timeout. One of the Pine Grove players had an equipment problem. Looks like it was Mitchell Lengel, and there's that same movement again, and now Brennan will go in motion. Moran to throw on 1st down. Quick drop, throwing to Witkowski on the deep slant, just off his hands as he found the seam between Spell and Manuchak, number 83. But it's incomplete. It's 2nd down and 10.
Again, a well-designed pattern that time. They got the desired result. Witkowski open, but just out of his reach.
2:27 to play 3rd quarter.
Number 19 a little shaken up.
Lauderman, the single setback. Little counter here, and he gets across midfield, bounces inside the 45, dragging Bohr with him inside the 40 to the 39. A gain of 14 yards for Lauderman and a 1st down.
And again, the dominance up front is telling in the fact that there have just been a number of offensive plays run inside between the tackles that are picking up double figures in terms of yardage. And they gave him a big hole to run. He broke a couple of tackles, and they finally wrestle him down, but not before a 1st down and a 14-yard pickup.
Workman with a good kick-out block to allow Lauderman to turn it upfield. Lauderman now 11 carries, 62 yards. 1st and 10 at the Pine Grove 39. Clock running, under 2 minutes left in the 3rd quarter. And now the Miners will take a timeout with 1:49 left. Looked like they were not in the right formation there, as both Paul, who was in the slot, and the quarterback, Moran, called timeout.
Well, for the Miners, this is their final home game of the 1997 season, and of course they have a shot maybe to go to the playoffs, the district playoffs, and maybe exact a little revenge on one of the teams that beat them earlier in the season.
They could very well get Shenandoah Valley in the districts, as we'll take a look at our replay times if you've joined us in progress and would like to see things from the beginning. Several opportunities for you. Pine Grove 0-8 of the season under first-year head coach Bill Maceros. I was really impressed with him before the game. We talked about it in the open, the way he had the control and the attention of his players just doing the pregame drills.
And you talk about a very intense guy, and he was nice enough, despite the fact that he was conducting drills, to come over and talk to us. And it would almost be like you push a button and boom, he's a football coach, and then he's just over talking to us, helping us out. They're going to be okay. He's going to be a very, very good coach. It's just a matter of getting some athletes, and it's a matter of implementing his program.
Laudeman in motion. They look for Brennan, tight end, going straight down the field. Manuchak, number 83, nearly made the interception. It'll be 2nd down and 10 for the Miners.
He's one of those guys, is Coach Maceros, who reminds me a little bit of a young Dick Vermeil, in the sense that he went to all the coaching clinics. He was a very emotional coach that had the respect of his charges, and you know, it takes a while. I mean, oftentimes it takes a couple of years to implement it. You got to do it in some of the junior programs, the midget programs.
You can't do it overnight. Here's a delayed counter. That play really slow in developing, and Lengel makes the tackle after a gain of 3 for Laudeman down to the 36-yard line. It's 3rd and 7. You certainly just can't come in here and expect to go 7-3, 8-2. It's going to take some time. He has some young players who are gaining valuable experience, and you can see how hard they are playing here tonight. They certainly don't look like they're 0-8. They have come to play, and they've played hard.
And Maceros has been an assistant with some good programs. Minersville right here in Manheim Township.
Moran throwing on a 3rd and 7, incomplete. Workman was wide open in a crossing pattern, but missed connection. It'll be 4th down and 7 for the Miners at the 36 of the Cardinals.
There have been times tonight when Minersville's offense has just been a little bit out of sync, and again, you can blame it on the weather, you can blame it on some injuries, but just emotionally not as focused, I think. And who would be? You play 2 tough games, you lose them both to teams that, you know, it's an uphill battle against, and you look at the schedule and the kids can't help but notice the team you're playing against is 0-8, and that has an effect.
1:04 left in the 3rd quarter. 4th down and 7 for the Miners. Need to get inside the 30. Moran looking deep downfield for Witkowski against Spell, and Spell with a nice defensive play knocks it away. And the Cardinals will take over on downs, as Moran has misfired on 5 straight passes now.
Well, despite the fact that Minersville has dominated this football game, the lead is still only 14-0. We'll take another look at this, and I'll tell you what, this is the way to play defensive halfback. Aaron Spell out there one-on-one. Not really much safety help, and just bats the ball away.
So the Cardinals at their own 36. 1 minute to play in the 3rd quarter. Will try and get something going. They're down by 14 points. Just 12 passing yards for the Cardinals. Spittle will try here, setting up a screen, and it's incomplete, and probably a good thing, as Hiroshak was closing in on William Boyd quickly. It's 2nd down and 10.
Corey Renninger was coming over as well, number 52, and awfully tough again to catch one of those balls that's lobbing there. You know the linebackers are coming. Ball's a little wet, conditions a little raw. Tough play.
Still raining here late in the 3rd quarter. Spittle, who has thrown basically short all night, has misfired on 8 straight passes, one of them an interception that led to the 2nd Minersville touchdown. Looks like they're setting up another little screen, and it's almost intercepted. Hoke, the intended receiver, Workman and Brennan there on coverage. It'll be 3rd down and 10.
Well, Pine Grove has given him time to throw, that time a lot of time, but the flip side of that is 7 men in coverage for Minersville, and they really have everybody simply blanketed.
49 seconds to play in the third quarter.
Cardinals now. 3rd and 10 on the 36-yard line.
3rd and 10. Cardinals spending a long time in the huddle here. They will send Lengel split out to the left. Boyd out there as well. And they'll run a draw. And Bohr gets absolutely nothing. Big play by Jeremy Leshko, number 73, the senior. Loss of 3 yards on the play. It's 4th down and 13.
Well, linemen bang heads all game long, and oftentimes their name doesn't get called, and then a draw play sniffed out, and Jeremy Leshko gets a little tube time, and a nice play, just stays at home and goes there to slam the hole and make the play.
Unofficially 7 yards rushing in the game for Pine Grove. -1 here in the third quarter. Lengel to punt, 15 seconds left in the quarter. Tight spiral.
Very
Wang
returnable.
backpedals to his own 33. Cuts across, and Spell with another nice open field tackle at the 37. A return of 4 yards on the play. 4 seconds left in the quarter. I'll tell you that Aaron Spell, number 22, the senior, has played very well here tonight. We'll watch this one more time.
You'll see Spell come along here and trying to reverse angle and just got a hand on that knee. Now you look at this Pine Grove team, 22, 23, 24, Spell, Franz, and Boyd, all seniors, probably going to be on a winless football team, but all have played exceptionally well. And how tough is it to be a senior and not win a football game?
Here's Laudeman, spins off one tackler, gets his way across the 45, has a first down, gain of 10 yards on the play. That's the end of the third quarter. It's still Minersville 14, Pine Grove nothing. Back with the final 12 minutes right after this.
Look what you can see for only $3.95. Big stars, big hits, one small price. Pay-per-view is affordable entertainment the easy way. Just pick the showing you want to see and follow the simple pay-per-view ordering instructions. Before you know it, you'll be enjoying the movie of your choice right in your home. And each movie is only $3.95, so you can treat family and friends to hit flicks for less than the price of one ticket. Value, convenience, plus great entertainment. There's nothing to it when you pay-per-view it.
Weekdays at 4 and 6 on USA, the cure for the common shop.
Steve Degler and Randy Stevens back at Veterans Memorial Stadium in Minersville. Start of the fourth quarter. Miners leading at 14-0 over Pine Grove. 1st and 10 for the Miners, and Bob Workman gets the carry into Pine Grove territory to the 49-yard line. Russell France and Carl Bohr on the tackle. Gain of 5 on the play. It's 2nd and 5.
You know, we've said this time and time again tonight, the fact that Minersville yardage-wise has dominated this football game, it's still only 14-0, and a fluky kind of a play could get Pine Grove right back into it.
Sure can. Long way to go. Miners will try and take some time off the clock and get some points on this drive. No wide receivers in this set.
And power football right here.
Laudeman, sweep left, first down and more. Inside the 40, down to the 35-yard line. He picks up 14 more and a first down for the Miners as Laudeman now 14 carries for 89 yards.
He's brought down by the Tigers, number 33, William Hook, and number 36, Chad Lengel.
So the Miners on the move, doing it on the ground. Just inside their own 35. Now we have an official's timeout. Laudeman has an equipment problem. There you see number 20, the shoulder pad on the right side needs to be tucked under the jersey.
It's our head official, Jim Toomey. Basketball season right around the corner.
Clock is stopped. Now it runs with 11:15 left in the fourth quarter. Quick hitter to the fullback, Davis, bursting up the middle. Another first down inside the 25. down to the 22-yard line. Davis, who scored the first touchdown of the night, picks up 13 more there.
Well, you can't say enough. Well, look at the job the line does here as they open up this hole and really not even touch for about the first 10 yards of that run.
So the Miners here grounding it out on the ground where they average 252 yards a game.
And the score here probably puts the ball game away.
On first down, this is Simonitis. Carries it inside the 20 to the 19, a 3-yard gain. It's second down and 7.
One of the ways you can follow a football game, is probably not the most exotic way to do it, is don't watch the ball, don't watch the backs, watch the line of scrimmage. And if you do that in this game, you see blue shirts pushing the white shirts back on almost every snap.
And those Pine Grove players have to be tired. Most of them are out there the entire game. Raining a little bit harder now. Second and 7 for the Miners. Here's Laudeman, another gaping hole off left side, inside the 15 to the 14. Picks up 5 on the play to bring up third down and about 2.
And you say, what's the difference if they're out there the whole game, whether they're on offense or defense? Well, defensively, it's a lot tougher to be out there. Offensively, you have that positive purpose. If you're on offense a lot, you're moving the ball. Having to play defense all the time is tough.
It'll be 3rd and 1 as they give him forward progress to the 13. 9:40 to play in the fourth quarter. Minersville on the move, leading it 14-0. This is Workman. Big hole into the end zone. Touchdown. Bob Workman. A 13-yard touchdown. That is his 6th touchdown of the season, and the Miners now lead it 20-0. Very impressive drive for Minersville. We'll look at this one again.
Real simple, between the tackles running, and again, watch the lineman up front just clear a big hole. And this is easy for Workman. He scores, gets touched right at the end, but wasn't touched till he was already in the end zone.
Walensky's point after is good, and with 9:31 left in the fourth quarter, it is now Minersville 21, Pine Grove 0. So mission accomplished for the Miners, a scoring drive that takes some time off the clock. Let's take a look at that Pine Grove sideline. Cardinals on their way to an 0-9 start, but again, whatever the final score is here tonight, it won't be indicative of how well and how tough the Cardinals played in this one.
That's the key, how hard they have played. And that's a tribute to the coaching staff. It's a tribute to the kids themselves who believe in themselves. That's the hardest thing about playing football. And, you know, victories maybe not coming this year, maybe not a whole lot next year, but this is a program you just get the feeling, just talking to their head coach, that will turn itself around.
I mean, you look out there now in the kickoff, and Mitch Lengel, 74, is out there again. Chad Lengel's out there. Bohr and Boyd, Spell. I mean, they're playing virtually every down of the football game. Offense, defense, special teams.
And that's got to wear you down over a long season. You have to build, though, on success. A lot of it is attitude, and good things happen, and you get confidence, and that's the way you build.
From his own 7, this is William Boyd, right up the middle, and he'll be cut down just shy of the 25-yard line.
Boy, and he's got to be tired as well. I mean, Boyd, as you said, offensively, defensively, special teams, these guys don't get a break.
Jason Heffron, number 24, the senior, making the tackle on special teams at the 25. 1st and 10 there for the Cardinals with 9:25 left in the fourth quarter.
Now what do you do here? Your running game hasn't worked all night. Chad Spittle, a lot of incompletions in a row. Got to think of something.
Pine Grove with just 19 yards of total offense tonight. They're going to run a little flea flicker here. Spittle is sacked. Workman gets him back inside the 15 at the 13. So they tried some trickery, and Minersville basically ran right by it, and that's a 12-yard loss.
Well, we thought, what do they try next? And this is something we didn't anticipate, but somebody unfortunately forgot to block Bob Workman, and he gets in there and wraps around and waits for help, and a lot of it comes.
Workman never, ever fell for the toss. He went right for the quarterback.
It's almost as if he had that play sent down to him right before.
Yeah, you wonder if they saw something on film. Now Spittle is going to check out, and Russell France, number 10, will be the new quarterback for the Cardinals. On a 2nd down and 22, they're close to negative yardage for the game now. France with a little keeper around left side, and Ian Brennan will throw him for a 1-yard loss. That'll bring up a 3rd down and 23.
That's a tough play to start as your first play of quarterback in a game. That's a safe play, but not a whole lot of pickup. And again, this offense, you know, getting down to a point where you're almost in negative yardage for the night.
Yeah, I've got him on my sheet unofficially with 6 yards of offense right now. 8 minutes to play in the 4th quarter. Minersville leading at 21-0 on their way to their 7th win of the season and perhaps a District 11 Class A playoff berth as well. I'll run the quick toss left side. This is Boyd. He is going to lose a yard. Back to the 11. It'll be 4th and 24.
And again, offensively, just unable to get that running game going tonight. And credit the Miners. Their pursuit has been outstanding and very tenacious on defense tonight.
So Lengel will be back in punt formation inside his own goal line. A couple of steps into the end zone there.
Now, which line is that goal line again?
The blue line is the goal line.
Okay. We fell for that trick earlier in this game.
Wank and Heffron back at the Pine Grove 44. Not much of a rush by the Miners, and a great kick by Lengel. Out kicking Heffron, and it rolls inside the 40 down to the 38-yard line. A 51-yard punt, no return.
Well, that's a beauty. Kicked it right over the head, and safety man back there for Minersville did the smart thing. Once that ball gets over your head, just get away from it. The last thing they need here is a turnover in your midfield.
Moran will come in with the play of 1st and 10 at the Minersville 38. 6:55 left.
Bobby Workman, number 34, checks out. He had the touchdown earlier in this quarter.
He's a guy for the Miners who plays both ways and has been exceptional on both sides of the football tonight. There's Simonitis darting, and we'll get nothing out of that as Russell France, number 10, gets there. William Huth, 33, on the tackle. No gain on the play. It's 2nd down and 10.
You know, the Miners losing those 2 games, they started 6-0. The big losses to South Columbia and Shenandoah Valley by some big scores. But you know, this team all of a sudden maybe gets healthy during the next week or two, and they play their best football. Who knows, in the playoffs they might have a shot to do something, exact some nice revenge.
2nd down and 10. This will be the fullback Pavelko, the freshman who has had a nice football game as well. Gets across the 45 to the 46. He'll pick up 8. It's 3rd down and 2.
Well, you won't see anything real fancy here. They've kept the ball on the ground most of this second half. They've been very successful running through big holes up front. A lot of guys up there have done a terrific job tonight. Brandon Burrell, the right tackle, some nice blocking, and just a very good all-around effort on the ground tonight here. Nothing spectacular by Minersville, but enough to obviously control the line of scrimmage.
This will be Pavelko again. He is pushed back as big Ronald Freeman, 6'4", 300 pounds, number 79, makes the hit. There's a penalty flag on the play. Pavelko shy of the 1st down. We'll check the call from the officials. Jim Toomey will give us the indication. And it will be a face mask against Pine Grove, so that will give the Miners a 1st down as the yardage tacked on to the end of the carry.
Go 15. All right.
I think that might be the first penalty actually marched off against the Cardinals tonight.
You know, it's interesting. I don't know if we can get a shot of the cheerleaders down on the Minersville side of the stadium. They have a little circle that they make. And it's almost like a basketball drill where they go around and everybody does their favorite cheer. You ever seen that where guys like dribble a basketball or spin it or do something? It's like a Globetrotters routine.
15-yard penalty. 1st and 10 at the Pine Grove 36.
Take our word for it. It looks good.
Simonitis down to the 31-yard line. Chad Lengel with the tackle. A gain of 6. It's 2nd down and 4.
And again, here's the difference. A successful program that dominates up front versus a program that is still learning how to do it and will learn how to do it. But it's been very apparent here in the second half that Minersville's offensive line has just controlled and ultimately won this game.
Under 5 minutes to play now. Second and call it 4 for the Miners. Pine Grove 31. Simonitis and Pavelko getting some valuable time here. It's Pavelko inside the 30, down to the 38. He will pick up 3. It's 3rd down and 1.
It's doubtful you will see any more passes the rest of the night, and you can pretty much forget about the no-huddle offense. That's they're just trying to run clock and run the ball.
Matt Smolskis, number 8, 5'11" junior, checks in for the Miners. Sean Lazarchik, number 85, a sophomore, is in at tight end. 3rd down and a yard. They'll give it to Pavelko, and he has the 1st down, muscling his way down to the 25. Pickup of 3 yards on the play. 1st and 10 as James Crow makes the tackle.
I'm sure that Rick Jones will not agree with this assessment, but this has been a very good win tonight for Minersville. Coming off those 2 emotional losses, it's been very efficient. They've controlled things, and it won't look big in the scorebook, but 21-0 or whatever it ends up being is what they needed, a shot in the arm, back in the win column.
He hasn't looked real happy at times, but he'll take it as the new quarterback for the Miners, Justin Franz, a 5'7" sophomore. Handing off on 1st down to Simonitis. Simonitis will not pick up anything. It's 2nd down and 10 at the 25 as the rain continues to fall here in Minersville. We have 3:25 left. 21-0 Miners. Back at you next week from Rotary Field in Schuylkill Haven. The Hurricanes hosting Blue Mountain. Here's
fumble,
missed snap here, and looks like the Cardinals come up with it. I believe it's Mitchell Langle, number 74, who falls on it. And the Miners with their 3rd turnover tonight. The Cardinals take over with 3:04 left. That looked like a direct snap, and whether it was supposed to be or not, I don't know.
Yeah, it did, and hopefully we'll get a chance to look at it. Let's see what happened here. Yeah, that was
he
a little
was lined
trickery.
up behind the wrong guy.
Yeah, oh boy.
I don't know if we can run that back again, but it looked like he was lined up behind the left guard and not the center.
Well, this is one of those mistakes that kids will sometimes make, and let's take another look. Well, we won't get a chance, but I think you're right.
Again. I think that's what happened. Here's Spittle back in at
Unless they
quarterback.
deliberately did that.
And Spittle is sacked. Back inside the 25.
Josh
Christen makes the hit, and I believe that'll put Pine Grove in the negative yardage now.
Well, you got a feel for Chad Spittle. What a night he has had. Hasn't had a whole lot of time to throw. His receivers have been blanketed. Let's take a look at that last play again. Well,
there's the end of it.
Yeah, there's the end of it.
I don't know if that was a direct snap. It looked like guys from Minersville didn't know it.
Yeah. The recognition factor would have been a lot more if that had been a planned play. So we can only assume he lined up a guy.
Langle nearly...
Didn't George Plimpton do that once? Paper lion?
Langle nearly mishandled that recovery, and here's Spittle losing some more yardage. We're approaching 2 minutes left, and this Minersville defense is on its way to pitching a shutout and maybe throwing negative yardage on the board as well.
Spittle looks like he just is ready to say, hey, that's enough. let's get on the bus and get out of here. Tough night for the Cardinals. And
he might be thinking Roberto Duran right now. No mas.
Yeah, I think so. You can see how slick that field looks as well. That light rain almost all game long.
3rd down and 18. Spittle under pressure again. Renninger has him around the feet. He escapes that, but then the second wave of blue jerseys comes in. And Christen with another sack. And the Pine Grove wasn't in negative yardage. The Cardinals will be now as they're back at the 15. 4th down and a long way to go with 1:20 left. And the Cardinals will punt it away. Chad Spittle, sleep in tomorrow morning, my friend. You deserve it.
Yeah, it's had a tough night. And of course, Minersville's got to be a tough night to be a fan. Bundled up in the cold, and got to give these people out here a lot of credit in this community. They really support their football team.
Langle, a low line drive, will get a good roll out of this one as it will stop at the Pine Grove 49-yard line. A 34-yard punt, 49 seconds left, a couple more snaps, and The Miners will break their 2-game losing streak and improve to 7-2.
Well, Minersville with the 1 regular season game still to go, and now I take it they have to win that final game to be able to make the district playoffs.
That's what we were told before the game, but you know, if some of the other teams in contention would happen to lose this weekend.
I've never been able to figure out how the state does their point system, and I'm not sure that they know how to do it. I think they have a little guy they keep in Harrisburg in a basement somewhere who knows it all.
Here's Simonitis, a freshman, gets the carry, picks up a couple to the 47-yard line, and it looks like they'll have to snap it one more time before this one is over.
He's had some good runs tonight, Simonitis, especially back in that third quarter.
Doug Taglieri, a sophomore, number 10, will check in. They'll have to snap it one more time as we're under 20 seconds left.
Good effort by everybody tonight on a night which really the conditions not real good.
And the Miners will keep it on the ground and run out the clock as time expires here at Veterans Memorial Stadium. The final score, Minersville 21, Pine Grove nothing. Back to wrap it up right after this.
It's amazing what some guys go through just to get an authentic NFL jersey. They should just watch the NFL Team Shop on QVC. Authentic NFL merchandise delivered right to your door. Pretty painless, really. But some guys never learn.
The coolest Superman and the hottest Lois Lane ever. Truly indestructible. The cutest couple to tie the knot since JFK Jr.'s surprise wedding.
Don't just sit there.
Fall in love again, right from the start. Lois and Clark, The New Adventures of Superman. Monday through Saturday at 7 Eastern, only on TNT.
I don't think everyone knows from riding for a monk. If you have parents that stole from other people, the kids learn from their parents and they do what their parents did. So if the parents stole, they would probably steal.
As a parent, you are the greatest influence in your child's life. Cable TV is not only wrong, it's a federal crime. What kind of example are you setting for your children?
Steve Degler and Randy Stevens back at Veterans Memorial Stadium in Minersville. There's your final score. The Battling Miners now 7-2 on the season. As you look at the Pine Grove huddle, Bill Maceros addressing his troops who fall to 0-9 on the season. But as we said during the second half, Randy, the score 21-0, not indicative of how hard and how well the Pine Grove Cardinals played here tonight.
Well, they did. They were just outmanned at the point of attack throughout much of this football game, but they play hard every week. They're 0-9, but they don't have a whole lot to be ashamed of. Maximum effort tonight. It was a game that Minersville really controlled as the second half wore on at the line of scrimmage. At the point of attack, they dominated up front. The rushing yardage, I don't know what the final will be. It'll be enormous, though. And offensively is where Pine Grove has the problem, just not able to move the football, and that was the difference in the game.
And you're right, the line of scrimmage in the second half, offensively, the Miners opening up gaping holes for their running backs, especially Laudeman and Workman, and defensively holding Pine Grove to negative yardage here total tonight. Those guys up front just did an excellent job on both sides of the football for the Miners. The only touchdown in the second half coming with 9:31 to play in the fourth quarter. Bob Workman, a 13-yard run, a 14-0 halftime lead is a 21-0 final for Minersville here tonight. Again, we'll be back with you next week from Rotary Field in Schuylkill Haven. Final regular season weekend as the Hurricanes hosting Blue Mountain in that traditional backyard rivalry. For my partner, Randy Stevens, and the entire Time Warner Cable crew, this is Steve Degler saying so long from Veterans Memorial Stadium in Minersville. The Matlin Miners beat Pine Grove 21-0.